and welcome to another Red Dice Diaries video. Forgive me if I look a bit tired and a bit worn out in this video. I've just got back from attending an Outcast LARP event where I've pretty much been getting beaten up with LARP weapons while wearing metal armour for 2 days, so I'm a little bit tired, but wanted to get this video up since I was watching a video by Same Old G on his YouTube channel, link below. And this video was about his experiences with Wraith the Oblivion and genning a character for a game. In it he talks very eloquently about the potential positive sides of the game and why it is important to generate a character for such an emotional game with the GM present, so you can both more fully explore a long-running character concept. All very valid points. Now, whilst I was watching this video, I was turning to my own copies of the Wraith the Oblivion book. I'm lucky to have a copy of the book there, and I have several other source books, including the excellent Wraith the Great War and numerous other supplements. Now, as Same Old G says, the game is an extremely emotional game where you play someone trapped in the spirit world, the shadowlands between the worlds of the living and the worlds of the dead. Now, instead of passing on like a normal person, you are held in place by some overriding passions, some emotions, some unfinished business that holds you to the skin lands, the lands of the living, and doesn't allow your soul to pass on to its final exaltation or punishment, whatever that may be. Now, as Same Old G was talking about it in his video, I've recently been thinking about running a fantasy game using the Fate Accelerated system. And the Fate Accelerated system, as you may be aware from my previous videos on it, deals with the character stats by giving them a number of approaches. For instance, forceful is an approach, quick is an approach. Rather than dealing with a list of skills of what knowledge you have, it assumes a certain level of competence based on the setting and your character concept, and rather more focuses on how you do things. So it's less important that you know how to fire a gun, that you have a firearms skill, as it is in some games, and more important in certain situations if, say, you're able to snap off a shot quickly when you're surprised, or you're able to forcefully intimidate your way into a place, or you're able to flashily bedazzle someone with conversation, that sort of thing. Now, as I was listening to Same Old G's video, it occurred to me that Wraith the Oblivion, with all its emotional ties and the pathos of the setting, would be a great fit for Fate the Accelerated. Indeed, I can even see it being trimmed down and having the passions as they're defined in Wraith the Oblivion split up across the aspects and the approaches of Fate Accelerated. In the main World of Darkness Wraith the Oblivion game, passions are defined with a short sentence or phrase. For instance, one of the examples given in the book is to protect my loved one. You also then have a little emotional tag at the side of it, which in the example above could be hate, envy, greed. The advice is a little bit sketchy, for my opinion, in the main book as to what sort of emotions are valid within that game. However, I can see that that'd be a positive side as well, since it gives people more freedom to define their characters. It occurred to me that in a Fate Accelerated version of the game, it might be interesting, rather than judging how quickly someone does something, how forcefully they do something, etc., to instead have the approaches replaced by emotions. Wraiths are creatures of emotions. They are no longer made of flesh. It is only their spirit, their will to be, their business in the material world that holds them there, that makes them an entity at all. Therefore, I can see these emotions being a core part of their being, these passions that hold them together. It occurred to me that they could easily replace the approaches and with the emotions, and the actual sentences that sum up the passions could easily become aspects in a Fate Accelerated system. And this is an interesting possibility, and one that I'm planning on looking into in the future. So if anyone has any ideas about this, or any comments on it, or indeed any comments on Wraith the Oblivion at all, please feel free to leave them in the box down below. I'll make another video or keep you filled in on my written blog about further developments as and when I make them, when I have time regarding this. I'm hoping possibly even to run a short one-off, either live with friends or on Google Plus Hangouts. I'm not sure, it all depends very much on my schedule and whatever time I get, but I hope that you'll consider clicking on the subscribe button below if you're enjoying these videos, and I hope to have an update for you soon regarding this. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to reading what you write.